We serve right out of the back. We have a hot chocolate soup, and we try and get blankets. They usually provide those, and we haven't got any right now. They come actually from FEMA. We get them. I try and get this as full as possible so nothing flops around, you know.
It's Thursday night at Most Holy Trinity Church on Tucson's west side. Jerry Stryzik and the rest of his team are loading the Matthew 25 Ministries van with soup, hot chocolate, bread, and other supplies before they head out to serve Tucson's homeless. Tonight, they are the Soup Patrol.
Put it in these big containers and we serve it.
As the name implies, the main course is hot soup.
The girls tested it for heat. We have to test it for heat. We're controlled by the state. Has come in and inspected our kitchens and everything like that and done things like that. So we're up to code, you know.
We need an empty case.
I'd like to have another empty case.
Weekdays, the soup is prepared by Carrie Dodd Community Kitchen, a program of the Community Food Bank. On weekends, volunteers at Most Holy Trinity do the cooking in their own kitchen. Priscilla Stryzik is Jerry's wife and a member of tonight's Soup Patrol.
They're always hungry, and it's just amazing to give someone a piece of bread and see them start eating it immediately. It just brings tears to your eyes to know they're that hungry. You know, you can't help but be moved.
Jerry and his wife Priscilla are snowbirds who spend their winters in Tucson and their summers in Wisconsin. The Stryziks have volunteered in this effort nearly every Thursday night for the past 6 years. Tonight, they ride with Ella Kelly and Mary McBride.
And Ella's a friend of ours that doesn't even belong to our parish. She's a friend that just wanted to join in doing this, and she's helped us.
Mary's been here 6 months,
right.
And she just
Already
jumped right in.
Yeah.
They are 4 out of nearly 70 volunteers who make up the Matthew 25 Ministry, which is one of numerous church-based groups finding ways to serve the homeless in Tucson.
For those sleeping under bridges, on park benches, in doorways or bus stations. For those who can only find shelter for the night, but must wander in the daytime. For families broken because they could not afford to pay their rent.
At the church, before we leave, we say a prayer, and then we talk about who wants to do what. Do you want to serve hot chocolate, soup? What do you want to do? And then we just go and do it.
You want to do the cocoa?
They leave the church promptly at 6:20 and will make 7 stops over the next couple of hours.
We try to be on time because they're waiting there for us. Their day is, you know, they have things to do too also, so we try and be there at a certain time. Some people want to talk, some don't, but it is, I think that's an important part of it too. It's just to, you know, make somebody feel respected and like you're not just, you know, shoving something at them or whatever. Just, you know, hello, how you doing? Just takes a minute to do that. And sometimes that's pretty important.
The first stop is Esteban Park, south of Speedway near I-10. The team arrives promptly at 6:30, and a group of men have already gathered around the van.
Oh, man.
Along with hot soup, they offer clothes and well wishes. The men are mostly quiet. They represent a handful of the more than 2,200 counted in last year's homeless street count, organized by the Tucson Pima Collaboration to End Homelessness. Most folks who work in social services agree that point-in-time survey does not paint an accurate picture of the actual numbers. Next stop for the Soup Patrol is the downtown library.
That's a good one. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you. My name's Dan Dunn. I just recently moved to Tucson, January 4th, about a year and 5 days ago. And moved here because my 3 granddaughters live here. And I want to spend more time with them. We're getting to the age where they need to know their grandpa a little better. I got some hot cocoa and some good, really tasty stew here. Some beef stew, it looks like. Hot food anytime, in the morning, at night, anytime hot food's good. You know what I mean? Man needs to eat.
Soup Patrol organizers say their numbers are up over previous years. One night in November, they served nearly 200 people. Jerry says the previous Thursday, they served 176. He also sees a change in the population.
The one thing that I see is, and we see that tonight too, some young people, some children, and you see sometimes more of that and more ladies. It used to be mostly a lot of men, you know, but you see more ladies now too. And I think that's one change, and the numbers are up too. But, you know, you're seeing more of that.
Thank you.
A lot of times what we eat is like cold food, sandwiches and the likes of that. So having a hot meal, hot food really makes a big difference.
William says he's grateful for the Soup Patrol and their work. He shares a similar concern for his homeless brethren.
Occasionally we'll grab soups because there's like a number of people that actually camp at this location here. So like we look out for those people. And then of course there's leftovers. Someone comes the next morning or whatever and says, hey, you got anything to eat? We're like, yeah, sure, here you go. Thank you very much.
No problem. I don't know if that's your actual hair or if that's just part of the hat. Yes!
Now I have like many blankets. You know, I keep, that's one thing I keep. My blankets and my sleeping bags. And I camp right next to a soup patrol spot.
Some of these guys wouldn't even eat if you guys weren't out here.
Last stop on this night is Viente de Augusto Park in downtown Tucson.
And if we got anything left over, we got a couple other places that we go also. If we have food left over, places where people are in need of food.
I mean, when you're out on the streets, you know, warm food at 7 o'clock at night, it's just, you know, it makes it so you can sleep.
Josh, who is 37, says he and his wife Beverly are recent arrivals, and that aside from the occasional get a job shouted from a passing car, people in Tucson have been kind and generous. They've been living on the streets for just over a year.
Homeless people are people too, you know. I mean, they're just trying to get by just like everybody else. And maybe they had something really, you know, nobody knows. They haven't walked in their shoes. They don't know what they've been through or what happened to them. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of us, you know. I mean, everybody's got a different story.
Jerry and Priscilla Stryzik say their work on the Soup Patrol over the past 6 years has been rewarding in many ways, and that giving back has brought them joy and new perspectives.
Well, we feel completely different about that, you know, because I mean, I think at one time in my life, and I think maybe a lot of people, you just look down. And I don't look down at these people anymore. I feel sorry for them, and I wish well for them. And like Priscilla said, everybody has a story. We don't know what happened. We know what their situation is. You know, yeah, sometimes you just think that they just want to be like this.
I don't think this is a first choice for anybody.
No.